Hi, welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. We're going to have a look at the carbine digital lock that goes in place of a standard entrance lock. Here's a quick look at it now. As you can see, it's quite a nice looking lock. It's a digital lock, battery powered with key override. At the moment on the door you can see a Chinese type of brand lock that's not quite good, and we're replacing it with the quality carbine digital lock. They go in the same spot. There's no extra holes or anything like that left, and it basically replaces one lock to the next lock. So we're just first of all removing the current lock which is on the door. This lock was basically faulty, problems with the latch, very hard to program, the key you couldn't get duplicated, all these type of things which makes it undesirable to have on your front door. So a simple lock upgrade from an imported brand to a decent brand where parts are available and it's more compatible, easier to program, things like that. This new lock is available on our lock shop. If you'd like more information, just email. Okay, now we're just fitting in the latch, and as you can see, sometimes you might need to pull it because it will slide back to the 60mm position. This particular door is a 70mm back set, so you can have it at 60 or 70, depending on what lock you've already got there, depends on which one you want to use. Alternatively, you can also purchase from us a 127mm back set, which will also work for this. So if your lock is at 127mm back set, you can purchase the additional latch which will make it into that 127mm length. You measure from the edge of the door to the center of the circle to find the back set, not from the start of the circle or the back of the circle. You measure from the edge of the door to the center of the circle, and of course the center is no longer there because the hole has been drilled. That's a 54mm hole, a standard hole, and that's what most handle locks or lever sets take these days. So it's a standard hole, and you might already have that size hole on your door. If not, you can always drill it to that size, and any additional locks you purchase will always fit into that size as well. Alright, so we're just installing the latch now. We're having a quick look at the back of the handle. Now if you want the lever on the left or the right, there's a little button. We'll just about push that in, and as you can see now, the handle will just flip over and then it'll flip to the other side. So if you want the handle to be left or right, it's very simple. It'll either be in the right position, or you just flip it over, pushing that button, and then it's on the right side. Okay, putting it through the door now. On first inspection it looked like it would fit, but unfortunately the builder didn't quite drill the hole perfectly. So what we'll do is we'll take it all off the door now and re-drill the hole one more time. We have a special tool for doing this which centers our hole saw, allowing us to drill it perfectly each and every time. That's the special tool there, and it's only a slight fraction off, but by using the tool you can see that it just needs to be cut in just a little bit more. It is important to have the 54mm hole perfectly at the exact spot, either 60, 70 or 127. In this particular case the builder was about 5 to 8mm too short, so it wasn't a perfect back set. And just by re-drilling now, it allows the lock to sit properly. Last thing you want to do is push the lock or push it in the wrong direction or put pressure on the latch. So the back set must be exactly in the right spot. That's a 54mm hole saw we're using here, and we're using the centering tool, and that just allows us to re-drill the hole. And it's only just a slight bit on the side that needs to be taken out, allowing the lock to sit exactly perfectly in the 70mm position. Okay, now just taking out all the sawdust, pushing the latch through, and also making sure the latch doesn't push back to the 60mm position, pushing it into the spot, putting the latch screws on the back. They're the little tiny screws, you'll see them in with the packet. Tightening up the latch now. Now with this particular digital lock, you don't need to put any additional holes in the door, so you can always change from one lock to another. That's one of the better features of this lock, is that all the standard holes you probably have will be properly on the door. So that's that rehanding button one more time, just flicking it from left to right quite easily. No need to pull anything apart. The cable goes underneath, the square drive through the middle, and you're pushing it onto the door. Next will be the backing plate. And as you can see, the big long shaft needs to be lined up. The cable needs to go through the little square cutout at about the 7 o'clock position. Then you'll find two small, probably 5 or 6 mil metal threaded screws, which will actually secure that to the, these screws will be about just over an inch long, and they go at the 3 o'clock and the 9 o'clock position. That will secure the backing plate to the handle. Just making sure they're properly threaded, and when we screw them on, they don't cross thread or anything like that. So it's important to line them up, make sure the screws are going into the shaft, and then we can just tighten them up. Just doing one at a time here. Okay, now that's on. There's no little discrepancies on the front. The actual front of the lock has been pulled flat to the door's edge. There is two little spikes as well on the front, so when you do screw it up, they will squeeze into the wood, just keeping the lock in the position. Now from here we have to remove that inside handle. There's a little tool you push into a little hole on the side, and when you do that, you'll be able to slide the actual lock off. There's a closer look at it. Pushing it in, you can slide the handle off. You slide it off, and there's your lever handle coming off. Just pushing the plastic backing back plate off. From here you connect your wires. You'll see it's got two little lines on the plug, so that way you push it in the right spot, making sure it's firm, putting it back on the door with the cable out of the way. Once that's actually on the door, then you can do the two diagonal screws. They're basically at about 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and they hold that black plastic battery cover to the plate. Now with the batteries, it's important to use alkaline batteries, Duracell, Eveready, things like that. Okay, just putting the cover on the back of the lock now, making sure it clips on there nicely. Batteries go in, noting which way the spring goes. The nipple goes to the top and the back of the battery goes to the spring. They go in opposing ways. Now this handle, you'll see this round ring here. Make sure that's on the side where you're going to push it in, because if it's not, it'll be a little bit tricky and you might get the handle lock stuck on there. So if it ever needs to be removed next time, you want to put it in that position so that you can get the tool in there to remove it. Alright, just checking the handles. From the inside it's always free, from the outside it's locked. That round switch there, if you flick that, that will mean that the lock can be used as a passage latch. So that way, I'll just quickly show you here. So both sides of the handles now should be flicking. Okay, we're in programming mode. So this lock comes standard as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 as the master code, and then you simply enter hash and then the command that you want. 10 is to change the master code, 20 is to change the user codes, and 40 is to delete all codes. So it's quite easy to program. I'll run you through just quickly here. So you start off with, okay, we're just going to put it, take it from programming mode or passage mode, put it back to normal, test the code. So I've just changed the master code to that code there, and that works as well to get in and out, but that's also your programming code, and that allows you to make changes. Now we're back into programming mode and passage mode as well. So enter in hash, enter in our master, made a mistake there. Just waiting for it to clear. Okay, so the master code and hash, and then the command 20 hash, and now we set the four-digit user code 1234 2345 and 3456. They're the three that we're just installing right now. Flicking it back to normal mode with the switch on the back. Okay, let's try the codes. 2345. Yes, that works. Once it stops, there we go. 3456. That works. So it gives you about 5 seconds or more. With that green light blinking means that you can just pull the handle down. And try that last one. 1 2 3 4. Okay, so that's installing 3 user codes. You can have between 1 and 100 different user codes, and they're all working. Okay, putting it back into passage mode and programming mode, putting in our master code, hash, and then 40 hash, holding down the C button. This is going to delete all user codes except for the master code. The master code is still in there. So all those codes, 1 2 3 4, 2 3 4 5, all those I've just now removed from the lock. They were just there to demonstrate how easy it is to change the code. Instructions are on the back of the battery cover as well. Once you've done it once or twice, it's quite easy. Yeah, back into programming mode. Oh, finish that one. And now key override. You can use a key like a normal lock. You turn it anti-clockwise, pull the lever down, and it will work just like a normal lock as well. So if your batteries are flat, you can simply use a key. It will give you an indicator of when it's flat, so if it does start beeping a particular way, change your batteries. If you'd like more information or buy this lock, go to our website and email us. Thanks for watching.